Hey, so we've had lots of fun at Vacation Bible School this week, and thanks for participating in our magic show. This is my magic trick for tonight, and it has a bit of a meaning to it. So all week long at Vacation Bible School, we've been learning about the miracles of Jesus. And on Tuesday, we learned about the miracle where Jesus and his disciples went out into a sailboat. So here's a sailboat here. They went out into a sailboat and they went onto the Sea of Galilee to take a little break. Jesus fell asleep in the boat and a storm came up and the disciples were so afraid, and then they woke Jesus up and he calmed the storm. He calmed the sea. And they learned that they needed to put their trust in Jesus. And then on Monday, we had the story of a man who, of some friends who wanted to bring their friend to Jesus to be healed, but the house where Jesus was so full of people that they couldn't get their friend in. He couldn't walk and they had to carry him on a mat. And so they climbed up onto the roof of the house and they made a hole and they lowered him down, and Jesus forgave the man's sins and he healed his legs as well. And then we also learned about how the disciples and Jesus spent a lot of their time traveling around doing miracles everywhere they went. And so let's see here. Here is, you can tell me if this is how they traveled. Did they travel by plane? No, of course they didn't travel by plane. They walked everywhere they went, but they traveled around, and crowds followed Jesus as they traveled around. And then today we learned about the story where on a hillside, Jesus was there on a hillside, and he sat on the hillside and all of the crowd gathered around him, and they all sat here on the hill and they listened to Jesus teach. And then no one had food. They had been there for so long that they were hungry, and they were able to find one boy that had 5 loaves and 2 fish that he had come with, and he shared his lunch, and Jesus prayed and he was able to make that lunch spread for all the 5,000 plus people that were sitting on that hillside that day. Well, so what we've learned this week is that Jesus wants us to trust in him, and when we trust in him, he takes away all of our fears and our worries and anxieties, and he just gets rid of them. And the other thing that we learned is that Jesus wants also to take away our sin. That when we trust in him, we are part of the greatest miracle of all. And we learned about this on Thursday, that the greatest miracle in all of the Gospels is the miracle that Jesus did when he died on the cross. And he died on the cross and he took all of our sins, and he took all of the wrong that we had ever done, and he took it on himself, and then he rose again and he conquered sin and he conquered death. We've had a great week learning about these things this week, and I hope that you remember them, that you remember to trust in Jesus, to follow him, and to give him your life every day.